Game of Thrones is filled with intelligent minds. Tyrion Lannister,
Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor.
Varys,
Power resides where men believe it resides. It's a trick, a shadow on the wall.
Tywin.
A lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of the sheep.
Each mastered their own form of manipulation and power, but none of them set the game in motion quite like Petyr Baelish, better known as Littlefinger. Baelish wasn't born into greatness, didn't inherit wealth or armies, and had no right to the Iron Throne.
Baelish, perhaps I was wrong to distrust you.
Distrusting me was the wisest thing you've done since you climbed off your horse.
Yet through cunning alone, he became one of the most dangerous men in Westeros. Still, even the most brilliant mind can make one fatal mistake. For Baelish, that mistake wasn't an impulsive act of betrayal or misplaced trust. It was his own arrogance. And that single flaw is what led to his downfall.
A song once about a boy of modest means found his way into the home of a very prominent family. He loved the eldest daughter. Sadly, she had eyes for another.
Before the events of Game of Thrones, Petyr Baelish was far from the man who would one day manipulate kings and queens. He was a minor lord from the Fingers region, a cold and barren stretch of land on Westeros' eastern coast. From those humble beginnings, Baelish was sent to Riverrun, where his father's friendship with House Tully allowed young Petyr to be fostered among nobility. There, he met Catelyn and Lysa Tully, daughters of Lord Hoster Tully. Petyr was clever but out of place, constantly reminded that he did not belong to their world of power and privilege. Despite this, he fell deeply in love with Catelyn, seeing in her both beauty and the social elevation he would never have otherwise achieved. His love, however, was never reciprocated. When Catelyn was betrothed to Brandon Stark and later married his brother Eddard after Brandon's death, Baelish's infatuation turned bitter. He had once challenged Brandon to a duel for her hand and nearly died from his wounds, an event that branded him with humiliation and resentment. That rejection became the seed of everything he would do thereafter. Love curdled into ambition. He began to view power as the only way to never feel small again. Lysa Tully, who had always been enamored with him, became his first pawn. After she married Jon Arryn, the powerful Lord of the Eyrie and Hand of the King, Baelish rekindled his relationship with her in secret. Exploiting her devotion, he convinced her to poison her husband, an act that shattered the fragile peace in the realm. To conceal the crime, he made her send a letter to her sister Catelyn in Winterfell, claiming that the Lannisters were responsible. That letter brought Ned Stark to King's Landing, pulling the Starks into the political trap that would destroy them.
Welcome, Lord Stark. Grand Maester Pycelle has called a meeting of the small council. The honor of your presence is requested.
Get the girls settled in. I'll be back in time for supper. Jory, you go with them.
Yes, my lord.
If you'd like to change into something more appropriate.
When Ned Stark arrived in King's Landing, he entered a place unlike anything in the North. A city built on lies, alliances, and masks. Here, loyalty was currency, and secrets were worth more than swords. As Hand of the King, Ned tried to bring northern honor into a southern game that didn't value it. He followed the trail left by the death of Jon Arryn, the previous Hand, and the deeper he dug, the darker the truth became. Piece by piece, Ned uncovered the secret that would shake the Seven Kingdoms. Cersei Lannister's children, Joffrey, Myrcella, and Tommen, were not King Robert's heirs, but the result of her affair with her brother Jaime. It was the very secret that had cost Jon Arryn his life. To Ned, the right path was clear. He believed that truth and justice would prevail if only the king knew. But King's Landing was not ruled by justice. It was ruled by cunning. Before he could act, Robert was mortally wounded in a hunting accident. A conveniently timed event that left a power vacuum at the heart of the realm. In his final moments, Robert named Ned as regent until his son Joffrey came of age. entrusting him to keep the kingdom safe. Ned, believing that Stannis Baratheon, Robert's true heir, should take the throne, tried to ensure a lawful succession. This is where Littlefinger stepped in. As Master of Coin, Petyr Baelish had long positioned himself as a friend to both Ned and the crown. He played the role of a confidant, promising Ned that the City Watch, the only real force capable of securing the throne, would obey his command. Baelish urged him to act quickly, to move against Cersei before she could seize control. Ned, unfamiliar with the deceitful politics of the capital, accepted his offer in good faith. When Robert died, Ned finally confronted Cersei in the throne room, presenting Robert's will and demanding she surrender. For a fleeting moment, everything seemed to go according to plan. The City Watch surrounded the Queen and her guards, waiting for Ned's signal. But in the blink of an eye, the illusion shattered. The gold cloaks turned their spears on Ned's men. Littlefinger stepped forward, held a dagger to Ned's throat, and whispered the words that would define his legacy. "I did warn you not to trust me."
I did warn you not to trust me.
That betrayal sealed Ned's fate and proved Littlefinger's creed. In a world built on lies, trust is just a weapon waiting to be turned. From that point onward, it was clear that Littlefinger had stopped playing for others. He started playing only for himself. The death of Ned Stark fractured the realm, and out of that chaos came opportunity. The War of the Five Kings began, with every major house choosing sides. But Littlefinger chose none. While others fought with armies, he fought with secrets. As King's Landing faced ruin from Stannis Baratheon's advancing fleet, Littlefinger positioned himself as a savior. He offered peace to Catelyn Stark, returning Ned's bones to her as a symbol of goodwill. Then, just as quickly, he aligned himself with the Lannisters, orchestrating Joffrey's betrothal to Margaery Tyrell. That alliance between the Lannisters and Tyrells saved the throne and earned Littlefinger the title of Lord of Harrenhal. It was the perfect move. Two powerful families indebted to one man who appeared to serve them both. Through every war, betrayal, and power shift, Littlefinger never fought directly. He let others bleed while he climbed higher. But there was one truth that would haunt him later. Chaos might be a ladder, but every ladder eventually leads to a fall. Littlefinger's rise reached its peak in the Vale, but it was there his undoing began.
Oh, my sweet wife. My sweet, silly wife. I have only loved one woman. Only one. My entire life. Your sister.
After marrying Lisa Arryn and murdering her by pushing her through the Moon Door, he believed his control was absolute. Yet Sansa Stark, who witnessed everything, began to see through him. When questioned by the lords of the Vale, she protected him, claiming Lisa had jumped. Littlefinger took it as a proof of her loyalty, not realizing that Sansa was learning his game. Every lie, every manipulation, every lesson. His next move was his worst. He sent Sansa to marry Ramsay Bolton, under the guise of helping her reclaim Winterfell.
The Boltons have Winterfell. Your marriage proposal, it wasn't for you.
No.
Roose Bolton murdered my brother. He betrayed my family.
He did.
He serves the Lannisters.
For now.
The union was torture. When she escaped, she used what Littlefinger had taught her to reclaim her home and her power. With the Knights of the Vale, she defeated Ramsay and took back the North. It was poetic justice. The student using her teacher's influence to destroy the enemies he handed her to. And yet, Littlefinger couldn't help himself. He tried once more to twist the Stark sisters against each other, but this time, his tricks no longer worked. By season 7, Littlefinger had outlived Tywin and many early rivals, but his fatal flaw had already taken root. He underestimated Sansa. As he whispered in her ear, warning that Arya might be plotting against her, Sansa listened and waited. When she finally summoned everyone to the Great Hall of Winterfell, Littlefinger thought Arya was on trial. Instead, Sansa listed his crimes. Every betrayal, every murder, every manipulation, stretching back to Jon Arryn's death.
You stand accused of murder. You stand accused of treason. How do you answer these charges? Lord Baelish.
My sister asked you a question.
Lady Sansa, forgive me. I'm a bit confused.
Which charges confuse you? Let's start with the simplest one. You murdered our aunt, Lysa Arryn. You pushed her through the moon door and watched her fall. Do you deny it?
I did it to protect you.
You did it to take power in the Vale. Earlier, you conspired to murder Jon Arryn. You gave Lysa tears of Lys to poison him. Do you deny it?
Whatever your aunt might have told you, she was a troubled woman. She imagined enemies everywhere.
You had Aunt Lysa send a letter to our parents telling them it was the Lannisters who murdered Jon Arryn, when really it was you.
Littlefinger's face fell as he realized the truth. The game he created had been turned against him. His final pleas meant nothing. Sansa had learned to see through the lies, and Arya, swift and unflinching, slit his throat before the lords of the North and the Vale.
Sansa, I beg you. I loved your mother since the time I was a boy.
And yet you betrayed her.
I loved you more than anyone.
And yet you betrayed me. When you brought me back to Winterfell, you told me there's no justice in the world, not unless we make it. Thank you for all your many lessons, Lord Baelish. I will never forget them.
Littlefinger died the way he lived, surrounded by those he believed he controlled. His only real mistake wasn't trusting the wrong people. It was believing that no one could ever beat him at his own game. Petyr Baelish built his life on the philosophy that chaos was a ladder. But what he never understood is that chaos can also bury those who climb too high. He started the Game of Thrones out of love, mastered it through deceit, and lost it to the very person he once tried to manipulate. In the end, the man who played everyone was outplayed by his own creation. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Littlefinger's rise and fall, don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow Game of Thrones fans, and subscribe for more deep dives into iconic characters who shaped our favorite shows. See you in the next one.